A few weeks ago, I was speaking with Mr. Harold, 72 years old, retired teacher, lives alone in Kansas. He told me something that really stayed with me. It's strange, he said. My legs feel fine during the day, but at night, I wake up with this sudden jolt. My calf locks up. I grab the sheets, and I just wait for the pain to pass. Then he paused for a moment and said, "No one talks about this, but it's the small things like this that slowly steal your confidence." And he's right. Nighttime leg cramps aren't just painful, they're unsettling. They interrupt sleep, cause lingering soreness, and over time, they make simple things like walking or standing feel harder. But here's the good news. In most cases, the solution isn't in a pill bottle, it's on your plate. In today's video, I'll walk you through 10 everyday foods, some you might already have in your kitchen, that are proven to help reduce leg cramps, especially at night. They work by naturally restoring the minerals your muscles and nerves need to stay calm, relaxed, and steady, without harsh medication or complicated routines. If you've ever woken up at night because of a cramp, type this in the comments. I'm ready to sleep without pain. It's a simple sentence, but it helps us know we're not alone. And if you find value in these quiet, honest conversations about aging well, tap like, hit subscribe, and let's walk this path together. 1. Dairy, milk, yogurt, and cheese. There's something timeless about a glass of warm milk in the evening. It's not just a habit passed down through generations. It's a ritual of comfort, of quiet strength. But what many people don't realize is that this simple act may also be one of the most effective ways to ease those mysterious, nighttime leg cramps that seem to strike without warning. You know the kind. The sudden seizing in your calf, the sharp pull in your thigh, the way you lie frozen, afraid to move, waiting for the pain to pass. For many older adults, this is not just discomfort. It's a quiet disruption of life, night after night. What's often missing isn't strength or mobility, it's minerals. As we age, our bodies gradually lose calcium reserves. And calcium is not just for bones. It plays a vital role in helping your muscles contract and relax properly. Without enough, muscles misfire. They spasm, they cramp. That's where dairy comes in. Milk, yogurt, and cheese offer a natural, powerful dose of calcium, potassium, and vitamin D, three of the most important nutrients for healthy muscle and nerve function. Think of them as a trio. Calcium calms the muscle, potassium supports fluid balance, and vitamin D helps both get absorbed efficiently. And here's the beautiful part. Dairy is not only nutrient-dense, it's comforting. It's something familiar. A spoonful of creamy yogurt, a slice of mild cheese, a warm mug of milk. It's nourishment that feels like home. But I know not everyone tolerates dairy well. Many older adults find that traditional milk causes bloating or discomfort. That's why options like lactose-free milk, Greek yogurt, or aged cheeses become valuable. They're easier to digest, yet just as effective at delivering the nutrients your muscles crave. Let me tell you about Ellen. She's 68, used to work as a librarian, and for years she thought her leg cramps were just part of aging. Every night without fail, her calves would tighten. Sometimes she'd wake up gasping. We didn't start with medicine. We started with a simple ritual, half a cup of plain Greek yogurt before bed. Nothing fancy, just consistency. After 2 weeks, she came in and smiled for the first time in months. "Doctor," she said, "I finally sleep through the night. My legs are quiet again." That moment, it reminded me how powerful food can be when we give it a chance. So if you're someone who's been avoiding dairy but miss its warmth, don't give up on it just yet. Reintroduce it slowly. See how your body responds. Maybe it's a splash of milk in your evening tea. Maybe it's a few slices of cheese with whole grain crackers. Small changes, big peace. And if you've already been using dairy to calm your legs, let us know in the comments. Your story could help someone else who's quietly struggling, just like Ellen was. 2. Leafy greens, kale, Swiss chard. Sometimes the quietest solutions are also the most powerful. We often look for answers in pills and procedures, in things with bold labels and complex names. But what if part of the answer has been on your dinner plate all along? Soft, leafy, and deeply green. Kale and Swiss chard may not be flashy, but they are silent protectors, especially for aging muscles and nerves. These leafy greens are packed with three essential minerals: magnesium, calcium, and potassium. Think of them as your body's natural anti-cramp trio. Together, they help your muscles contract with control, release with ease, and stay relaxed through the night. Magnesium, in particular, is like a gentle whisper to your nervous system. It helps calm overactive nerve signals, which are often behind those sudden nighttime cramps. Calcium keeps the muscles responsive without being reactive, and potassium helps maintain the delicate balance of fluids in and around your muscle fibers. Without enough of these, even the smallest movements can spark spasms. And here's what makes kale and chard especially helpful. They bring these minerals together in a form your body can recognize and use naturally. No prescription needed. But there's more to these greens than just nutrients. They also contain natural compounds called nitrates, which support healthy blood flow, particularly to the legs, where circulation often slows with age. Better circulation means your muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need, reducing fatigue and preventing those Charlie horse moments in the middle of the night. I remember Mrs. Yvonne, a former seamstress in her early 70s. Her hands were still nimble, but her legs, especially at night, were restless, prone to cramping. She wasn't big on supplements, so we tried something else. Lightly sautéed kale with garlic and olive oil, 3 times a week, served with her usual dinner. Within a month, she told me, "I don't wake up clenching my legs anymore. I sleep deeper now, like I used to." It wasn't magic, it was minerals and consistency. If you're new to kale or Swiss chard, start simple. Steam them lightly or toss them in a pan with a touch of olive oil. This not only makes the minerals easier to absorb, but also softens the texture, making them gentle on aging digestion. You can add them to soups, stir them into scrambled eggs, or pair them with roasted sweet potatoes for a cramp-fighting powerhouse meal. Just a few servings a week can make a world of difference. And if you've already discovered the soothing power of leafy greens, I'd love to hear how you prepare them. Share your favorite way to enjoy kale or Swiss chard in the comments. It might just inspire someone else to give them a try. 3. Bananas. Next, let's turn to a fruit so familiar it's easy to overlook. Yet it holds one of the most important keys to muscle health as we age. Bananas have earned their nickname as nature's electrolyte pills, and for good reason. Behind that soft yellow peel lies a powerful dose of potassium, a mineral that quietly supports every movement you make, even while you sleep. For older adults, potassium isn't just helpful, it's essential. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass and hydration, 2 factors that increase the likelihood of nighttime cramps. And when potassium levels drop too low, the delicate balance between your nerves and muscles begins to falter. A simple signal from your nervous system, which should feel like a whisper, suddenly feels like a shout. That's when the cramping starts, sudden, sharp, and all too familiar. A single medium banana provides around 400 milligrams of potassium, enough to help regulate muscle contraction and support steady nerve signals. It works best when combined with magnesium and calcium, forming a trio that keeps your muscles calm instead of twitchy, tense, or reactive. It's not about fixing your body, it's about giving it what it quietly needs to function smoothly, but not all bananas are created equal. Riper bananas tend to have more sugar, which may not be ideal if you're watching your blood sugar levels. In those cases, opt for smaller or slightly green bananas. These have more resistant starch, digest slower, and still offer all the cramp-fighting benefits without the glucose spike. Bananas also carry a bonus most people don't think about: vitamin B6. It's a modest amount, but it plays a gentle role in supporting nerve function. That can make a difference for seniors experiencing not just cramps, but also tingling, restlessness, or mild nerve sensitivity, especially at night. Wondering how to include bananas in your daily routine? They're versatile, comforting, and easy to enjoy. Add slices to your morning oatmeal, blend into a smoothie with yogurt and spinach, or simply pair one with a handful of almonds for a midday muscle-loving snack. For most people, bananas are safe and beneficial. But if you're living with chronic kidney disease or need to limit potassium for medical reasons, check with your doctor first. In that case, other foods like leafy greens or avocados may offer a safer alternative. Still, for millions of older adults, the banana remains a trusted ally, simple, affordable, and effective. Sometimes the quietest foods carry the loudest healing power. 4. Beetroot juice. Let's move from something familiar to something a bit more surprising. Deep red, earthy, and quietly powerful. Beetroot juice may not be part of everyone's daily routine, but for older adults struggling with nighttime leg cramps, it could be the missing piece they've been searching for. While most foods on this list work by replenishing minerals, beetroot works in a different but equally essential way. It improves blood flow. As we age, circulation to the lower legs and feet often becomes sluggish. Maybe you've noticed your toes feel cold even when the room is warm, or that your calves ache after just a short walk. This reduced blood flow means fewer nutrients and less oxygen reaching your muscles. And when muscles are underfed, they rebel, tightening, spasming, cramping. That's where beetroot juice shines. It's rich in natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a compound that gently relaxes and widens blood vessels, helping blood travel more freely through your body, especially to your extremities. Improved circulation doesn't just support your heart, it helps your legs rest, it helps your muscles recover, and most importantly, it helps prevent those late-night jolts that wake you from sleep, gripping your calves in a knot of pain. I've seen it time and again in patients who say, "My legs just feel stuck." Beetroot helps get them moving again, from the inside out. If you often experience cold feet, numbness, or nighttime cramps, beetroot juice might be especially helpful for you. It's not a magic potion, but it does gently nudge your system toward better flow and function. You don't need much. A small glass, around 4 to 6 ounces, in the late afternoon or 2 to 3 hours before bedtime is often enough. That gives your body time to process the nitrates and activate their full effect by the time you lie down to rest. If the earthy taste is too strong, try blending it with a bit of apple or carrot juice, or add it to a smoothie with Greek yogurt and a touch of cinnamon. What matters most is consistency, drinking it regularly a few times a week, especially during colder months or periods of inactivity. And of course, if you're on medication for blood pressure or blood thinners, it's always wise to check with your doctor first. But for many, this vibrant root offers a natural, nourishing way to restore balance where the body has grown tired. In a world full of complex solutions, sometimes the answer is as simple as a glass of something red, rich, and rooted in nature. 5. Salmon and sardines. Now let's talk about something richer, both in taste and in benefits. We've covered minerals, circulation, and hydration. But what about inflammation? That quiet internal tension that builds up in joints, muscles, and nerves as the years go by. If you've ever felt stiff in the morning or noticed your legs ache before they cramp, this next food could be a game changer. Fatty fish, specifically salmon and sardines. These fish are more than just heart healthy. They're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which act like natural fire extinguishers inside your body, helping reduce chronic inflammation. And why does that matter for leg cramps? Because inflammation can irritate your nerves, tighten your muscles, and make your body more reactive to even mild stress. For older adults whose tissues may already be more sensitive, this low-grade inflammation can tip the scale from discomfort to full-on pain. Salmon and sardines don't stop at omega-3s. They also provide vitamin D and calcium, two key players in smooth, steady muscle function. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, and calcium helps muscles contract and release the way they're supposed to, without seizing up. It's a quiet, beautiful synergy. I remember James, 74, a retired mechanic with a calm voice and strong hands. But his legs had started betraying him, cramping without warning, aching deep in the joints, especially after he worked in the garden. He didn't want pills. He just wanted to feel like himself again. We looked at his meals. Not enough fish. We added in salmon, grilled simply with lemon twice a week, and sardines on whole grain toast once in a while. After a month, he came in and said, "Doc, I don't know what's in those little fish, but my legs don't scream anymore." That's the dual power of fatty fish, soothing joints and stabilizing muscles. If you're not a fan of cooking, canned salmon or sardines packed in olive oil are excellent choices. Sardines, in particular, come with an extra benefit. Their tiny bones are soft and edible, delivering a gentle dose of calcium right where you need it. Just 2 servings a week, baked, broiled, or even mixed into a salad, can have a profound impact. Of course, if fish isn't your thing, omega-3 supplements are an alternative. But they don't come with the natural calcium and vitamin D found in the real thing. Whenever possible, food should be your first line of care. Because it's not just about what you eat, it's about how your body recognizes it, absorbs it, and uses it to heal. Sometimes healing comes in the form of something flaky, tender, and touched by the sea. 6. Pickle juice. Now for something you might not expect, sharp, salty, and surprisingly powerful. Sometimes the most unlikely remedies come from the back of the fridge, not the pharmacy. We're talking about pickle juice. Yes, that briny liquid most people pour down the sink after the pickles are gone. But for those battling sudden leg cramps, especially at night, it might be worth a second look. Pickle juice is rich in sodium and potassium, two essential electrolytes that play a key role in muscle function. But here's what makes it unique. It doesn't just replenish minerals gradually. It works fast. In fact, several studies have shown that just 1 or 2 tablespoons of pickle juice can relieve a muscle cramp within 60 to 90 seconds. That's faster than most oral magnesium or potassium supplements. The theory is that something in the vinegar and salt stimulates a reflex in your throat that resets nerve signals and stops the cramp in its tracks. It sounds strange, but for many older adults who've tried everything else, this little-known trick can feel like magic. And the best part? You don't need to chug a bottle. Just a small sip, about 1 or 2 teaspoons, when you feel a cramp coming on, can be enough. Some people even keep a small jar by their bedside for emergencies. Of course, this isn't a daily remedy for everyone. If you have high blood pressure or need to limit your sodium intake, pickle juice might not be the best option. The salt content is high, and while that's part of what makes it effective, it also means it should be used with caution and only as needed. Always check with your doctor if you're unsure. But for the right person, in the right moment, this humble, tangy liquid can offer fast relief when your legs just won't cooperate. No fancy ingredients, no preparation. Just a quiet, unconventional ally that's been there all along, waiting behind a pickle jar. Sometimes help comes from the most unexpected places. 7. Eggs. Let's return to something simple, something familiar, yet quietly powerful: eggs. They're one of the most complete and versatile foods on the planet. Scrambled, boiled, poached, however you prepare them, eggs offer more than just nourishment. For older adults, especially those experiencing leg cramps, fatigue, or balance issues, eggs can deliver exactly what the body is quietly craving: strength, stability, and support. At the heart of an egg's power is vitamin B12, a nutrient that plays a vital role in nerve health and red blood cell production. Why is that important? Because without enough B12, your nerves may begin to misfire. Signals between your brain and muscles can become scrambled or delayed. And when communication between nerves and muscles breaks down, cramps are more likely to occur. B12 helps maintain the protective coating around your nerves, like insulation on a wire, so messages travel smoothly, reducing both muscle spasms and those strange tingling sensations that often strike at night. But eggs offer more than just B12. They also contain high-quality protein, vitamin D, and small amounts of magnesium, each one quietly contributing to better muscle function, recovery, and overall energy. Protein, in particular, helps rebuild muscle fibers after small tears and strain, which are more common as we age and become less active. If your legs feel weak, unsteady, or sore after short activity, chances are your muscles are asking for more building blocks, and eggs deliver them beautifully. Now you might be wondering, should I eat the whole egg or just the white? The answer depends on your health needs. Egg whites are a great source of pure protein and contain no cholesterol, making them ideal for those watching their heart health. But the yolk is where the magic lives. Vitamin B12, vitamin D, healthy fats, and choline, which supports brain and nerve function. A balanced approach works best. One whole egg plus a few extra whites gives you the full spectrum of benefits without overdoing it on cholesterol. I remember a gentleman named Henry, 75, soft-spoken, used to work as a postman. He told me he started feeling more off balance, with legs that didn't seem to listen the way they used to. He wasn't sleeping well, and leg cramps would wake him up almost every other night. We added one change to his breakfast: 2 eggs, one whole, one white, served with a side of leafy greens. After 3 weeks, he came in and said, "Doctor, I don't feel wobbly anymore. My legs feel like mine again." Eggs may be humble, but they are mighty. Start your day with them. Pair them with vegetables, whole grains, or even a bit of yogurt. Keep it simple. Keep it steady. And if you've avoided eggs because of outdated fears about cholesterol, it might be time to reconsider. For most people, especially in moderate portions, eggs are not the enemy. They're the foundation. In the end, the goal isn't perfection. It's peace. Peace in your body. Peace in your sleep. And sometimes that peace starts with something as simple as the quiet strength of an egg. 8. Beans. Black beans, red beans, white beans. Let's move now to something small, modest, but incredibly rich in strength. Beans. Black beans, red beans, white beans. Whatever the variety, these little powerhouses carry something your body craves, especially as it ages. Minerals that matter. Magnesium, potassium, and phosphorus. This trio works quietly behind the scenes to keep your muscles steady, your nerves calm, and your legs cramp-free. Magnesium acts as nature's muscle relaxant, helping to prevent the misfires that cause cramping. Potassium balances the fluids inside and around your muscle cells, ensuring smooth contraction and release. And phosphorus? Often overlooked, it supports energy transfer within your muscles, so they stay fueled and functional. Put simply, when your muscles have what they need, they don't rebel. They rest. But that's just the beginning. Beans are also rich in plant-based protein, which helps maintain muscle mass, so crucial as we grow older. They're high in fiber, which supports digestion and helps stabilize blood sugar. And they contain heart-friendly compounds that make them one of the best foods for both muscle and cardiovascular health. For many seniors, beans are also incredibly practical. They're affordable, easy to store, and adaptable to almost any meal. You can simmer them into a soup, blend them into a smooth puree, or slow cook them with a few herbs and garlic for a nourishing side dish. Cooked properly until soft and tender, they're also easy to chew and gentle on digestion. I've seen patients who say they didn't realize how sluggish their bodies had become until they started adding beans regularly into their meals. More energy, less nighttime cramping, a quieter gut, a more comfortable night's sleep. It's not about transformation overnight. It's about small, consistent nourishment that builds resilience from the inside out. So I'd love to know, what's your favorite way to enjoy beans? Leave a comment below with a dish you love or a recipe passed down through your family. Whether it's a hearty bean soup or a simple side of mashed black beans, your idea might help someone else discover a delicious new habit that brings comfort and strength. 9. Papaya. Sometimes the gentlest things are the most healing. Papaya isn't loud. It doesn't come with fancy packaging or bold health claims. But what it offers is quiet, reliable support, especially for aging muscles and nerves. Sweet, soft, and easy on the stomach, papaya brings 2 key minerals to the table: potassium and magnesium, a duo that works in harmony to reduce cramping and ease nerve tension. Potassium helps balance the electrical signals that keep your muscles contracting and relaxing at just the right pace. When levels are low, those signals get jumbled and cramps can strike out of nowhere. Magnesium, on the other hand, calms overactive nerve impulses, helping prevent that twitchy, restless feeling in your legs, especially at night. But here's something special about papaya. It's not just rich in nutrients, it's incredibly digestible. As we grow older, our digestion often slows. Foods that were once easy can suddenly feel heavy or hard to process. Papaya is naturally gentle. Its enzymes support gut health, helping your body absorb the very minerals your muscles are crying out for. I often recommend papaya to patients who are sensitive to rough textures or who have difficulty eating large meals. It's versatile too. Enjoy it as a light dessert after lunch, or blend it into a smoothie with a spoonful of yogurt for a snack that's both refreshing and restorative. A touch of lime or mint can enhance its flavor, and make it feel like a small indulgence with big benefits. And while papaya might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think about muscle support, sometimes it's the quiet habits, eaten slowly, savored without rush, that bring the most lasting change. Do you enjoy papaya? Let us know in the comments. Do you prefer it fresh, in a smoothie, or maybe paired with yogurt or oats? Your idea might inspire someone else to rediscover this gentle, healing fruit and make it part of their cramp-fighting routine. 10. Sweet potatoes. And finally, we arrive at a food that's as comforting as it is powerful: sweet potatoes. Soft, warm, and naturally sweet, they're often thought of as comfort food. But beneath that familiar taste lies a true superfood for aging muscles. Sweet potatoes are one of the rare foods that contain all three of the minerals most crucial for preventing leg cramps: potassium, magnesium, and calcium, together in one delicious, nutrient-packed package. Potassium helps regulate muscle contractions, magnesium keeps your nerves steady and relaxed, and calcium supports smooth, stable movement. When these three are present in balance, your muscles are less likely to spasm, twitch, or tighten unexpectedly, especially at night. But sweet potatoes don't stop there. They're also rich in antioxidants like beta-carotene and vitamin C, which help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which can worsen muscle fatigue and sensitivity as we age. What sets sweet potatoes apart is how gently they work. They provide a steady release of energy without the spikes and crashes that come from processed carbs. This makes them ideal for supporting muscle recovery, especially after physical activity or a long day of standing or walking. If your legs feel drained or achy by evening, a serving of sweet potatoes at dinner may help restore what's been depleted, quietly, naturally. They're also endlessly versatile. Roast them with a touch of olive oil and rosemary. Steam and mash them with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Or pair them with a soft-boiled egg or piece of grilled fish for a complete, cramp-fighting evening meal. It's the kind of food that soothes the body while feeding the soul. I've known patients who once dismissed sweet potatoes as just starch, only to later describe them as my evening comfort. There's something about their warmth, their ease, their natural goodness that makes the body feel safe. And that feeling matters, especially when trying to prevent nighttime discomfort. So how do you enjoy your sweet potatoes? Share your favorite way to prepare them in the comments below: baked, mashed, or in a cozy bowl of soup. Sometimes the most healing habits are also the most delicious, and your simple routine might be just what someone else needs to find restful sleep again. Your body speaks in quiet ways through aches, fatigue, or even a cramp that wakes you at 2 a.m. But the truth is, it's not breaking down. It's simply asking to be nourished. And today you've learned how 10 simple foods can answer that call, naturally, gently, and powerfully. By adding just a few of these foods into your daily meals, you're not just reducing cramps. You're supporting stronger legs, calmer nights, and a more confident, mobile life. That's the real gift: peace in your body and trust in your steps. If you found this helpful, take a moment to explore another video we've chosen just for you. It's either on the screen now or waiting for you in the suggestions beside this one. Trust me, the journey to better health doesn't stop here. Tap that like button if this brought you value. Subscribe if you'd like more practical, natural tips to age with strength and grace. I'm glad we had this conversation. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.